Shall we start?
Just wait. Yes, no. So, very good afternoon, dear friends. Myself, Dr. Singh Tripathi. And today, I'm delighted to have two leading voice of this country to speak on the topic, on the given topic, assessing India's stand on the Russia-Ukraine standoff. So, dear sir, I heartily welcome to you, Dr. Amitabh Singh, to speak on the session. Dr. Amitabh Singh is an associate professor at School of International Studies, Jawaharlal Nehru University. And today we have Mr. Mayank Singh. He is a defense correspondent at the New Indian Express. So I welcome both you here. And I hope that today's topic is very relevant for the research scholars, for academicians, for policymakers. So I would like to invite Mr. Mayank Singh to take the floor and moderate the session. So thank you so much for both guests, Dr. Amitabh Singh as a special guest and Mr. Mayank Singh as a moderator of this session. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Sandeep, and welcome to Dr. Amitabh Singh. It's indeed a very important topic, for the entire world is engrossed into this standoff, which is primarily seen as a standoff between US and Russia. Although NATO has always been taken the name as to be part of the entire process. And in that process, India, because of its relationship and the way the relationship is going between the US and India as well, and the strategic and deeper relationship which India has always shared with Russia, there has always been a relevance of India also in this regard. And willy-nilly, all you say, and if you don't mark, China has also been present there in the process. So it's interesting that Dr. Amitabh, the person who has been working on these ideas, has been juggling with the ideas on Central Asia, Russia, is with us. And to simplify the things for the last man who will be hearing this talk, it's very interesting the way we'll be picking up the topics and its relevance to India. So welcome, Dr. Amitabh Singh. And of everything, can you let the audience understand that although US is the mightiest military power, but the influence has definitely dwindled. And we cannot forget that Olympics is also looming in the background, wherein China has its own things to do. And India is keeping watch quietly. It's talking about the peaceful resolution. So Dr. Amitabh, please tell the audience, why is it happening? Why did it all start at the outset?
Thank you, Mayank ji. First of all, thank you, Forum for Global Studies. Thank you, Dr. Sandeep Tripathi. Thank you, Ravi Dubey. And above all, thank you, Mayank Singh ji, to have me here. It is indeed an honor to speak to you, especially Mayank ji. I've been following you on Twitter and other mediums, so it's always a pleasure to know someone else also who's working in this field. Now, let me start with the background, if I may, if you allow, of the present crisis, that the entire world is facing, especially the West, led by US and NATO, and Russia, which is obviously facing a difficult task ahead. It's not a pleasure for Russia also to have been put into this situation. So I would try to balance it out for both the, because what happens is the narrative that we know is only of the West because of the Western media, the Western writings. There is few available Russian language material. So I would try to balance it out for both the, because what happens, there is some audio problem, Sandeep, that we know is only of the West because of the Western media, the Western writings. Sandeep, there is some audio problem which is echoing. Sandeep, Dr. Sandeep, there is some problem with the audio. It's echoing. Is it for me only or all of you also?
It was echoing, but it has stopped now.
It has stopped. Okay, sorry. So, most of the narrative that has been there in our minds, in the media, is largely of the Western, Western construct rather. So, if we start from the background, Russia and Ukraine had been part of one whole called the Soviet Union. All of us know that. Since 1991, after the Soviet Union disintegrated, there were 15 new republics which were formed.